Is there anything true? What is it that I acknowledges as true? Is identity true? Is your identity true? Is this identity true? Is the names of what this thing is made up of true? Of course they're not. They're names. In the 3rd century, there may have been 1,000 people living on this land. Who are they? They're non-identifiable. There was no Google, no Wikipedia, no gravestones, no paperwork, no pens to allow us to believe, yeah, they were actually real. They were true. So the identities make us feel that when the body goes, everyone will remember me. If they don't go to my gravestone, they might find an old photograph, they might find a book, but they'll definitely find me in the registration of births and deaths. So is the registration of birth and deaths true? Of course they're not true, they're temporary. What is the point of memory? What is the point of reminding us? Because one day consciousness could say, enough, gone. Who's going to remember this room? Which human being of all living forms not able to survive on this planet disappear? This room remembers itself. You don't have to recollect your mind. You don't even have to obey your mind. You don't have to take any notice of your mind. You don't have to acknowledge your mind whatsoever. Because you are this room. You are everything. Consciousness. Question I saw recently on this YouTube. Will consciousness exist when humans go? There is only consciousness. Humans cannot be here without it. Nothing can be here without it. It is the primary structure. It's the basis of all of this. We can call it life. Life cannot be touched. It cannot be removed. You have an experience. This is the problem with identification with words and meanings and associations and attachments. We think that your body goes, your life goes. No, the body goes as an aspect of life, as a property of life, as a component of life. Born from the water and the earth and the foods and the atmosphere and everything from this body is made. So the body just returns to that, what it was, what it is. Life. An idea, like I acknowledge that heaven is true. So what? I acknowledge that there's only blackness and death. That's true. So what? So what? So what if it is and what if it's not? It's a passing moment. Truth is that what passes and cannot be associated with, cannot be named, cannot be identified, but it exists in every single nanosecond, in every breath. But we have to maintain something that is identifiable, and that is the problem, that I cannot acknowledge anything because I is a man-made construct, and it's the first letter in identity. It is the first letter in the internet. What does internet mean? What does the word internet mean? Enter the net. Into the net. Like the spider's web caught in a trap. Like that fish in that fisherman's net, all caught, ready to be boiled, sold, boiled, and eaten. I cannot acknowledge anything as true. In your nothing state, only that what you have inherited can affect you. So the mind, when it says what's true, is infecting you because it's having an effect on you. And the effect on you is not your pure original state. We're born with the five senses. We're born in a body, a temporary body with a temporary opportunity, a temporary experience to experience the five senses. And what are the five senses for? So that they can track down that original essence, that essence, that nothing state. Nothing state that is purer and much more tranquil and placid and deep and profound and always one whole, holy consciousness state. But we're appearing here, this one is appearing here as an effect, an effect, and it may be having an effect on you. Good or bad, matters not. So what? So what? You go onto the internet, you are captured in the net. But when you identify the internet as something, you become a prisoner of the internet. Now this one is appearing on the internet, but there's nothing taking place. The internet does not exist. It exists as an effect. If it has an effect on your mind will have an effect on your body, and your body will die sooner than you expect. Everything is passing and everything is the same. It has no name. It is unidentifiable. It is that what it is. And it's very, very able to continue to travel on its way to wherever it's going, as whatever it is, without you or me. No one, if you want to call it God, consciousness, no one can have an effect on God. God can only have an effect on itself. And it's using all of its livingness to see what it can affect. And we as humans, we create things thinking we're God. Let's create a virus to see what effect it has on the human body. Why? So what? What's the problem? Some may win, some may lose, some may die, some may live. So what? It is the attitude that we don't value our bodies, or we don't value other people's bodies, that has an effect on us. Consciousness saying, how foolish not to love each other. How foolish to create viruses, how foolish to put spaceships into the space, how foolish to knock down God's land. But hey, what will be, will be. If it's an effect they want, they can have any effect they like. But it will have no effect on me, says consciousness. It will only affect them. This idea of being a good boy, so God gives you a pat on the back and puts you in some sort of Garden of Eden. Who created that effect? What is it that I acknowledges? Nothing. The internet is the same. It begins with I. Identity. Internet. Does it exist? No. Does this body exist? No. It's just a conscious image, a conscious moment, a conscious movement. When you take it serious, it has an effect on your mind and your physical state, and it has an effect on your children and your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren. When you don't take it serious, everyone returns to that primitive fight for the right state, the greed, the power, the sins that the I creates. It's a no-win, no-lose situation. Just let it pass. Life in its passing is true. The I that tries to identify with it is affecting its journey. But it's not really, because it will just cast you aside, cast me aside, and it will definitely cast I aside. If it doesn't, this whole thing is ineffective, defective, inappropriate, and indisputably a mess. Everything appears to be taking place with identifications and names and whatever in the outside world. In the inside world, it is just pure consciousness, watching a movie unfold. An illusion, an illusion. I lose one. Illusion. I lose one. I lose the idea that I am whole, is the illusion. The whole one is not an illusion. It's just the idea that I lost it. This identifiable thing lost the one. All worlds are made up to capture you in the web, whether it's the internet, it's the CTV cameras, it's the passport, it's the birth certificate, the registration certificate. Why? So what? Don't let it bother. Don't let it bother the mind that can be affected, because it will very soon be infected. In the effect of that what is not true.